Hey guys, my name's Keyan Houshmand and today we're going to be checking out something very cool. It's the XTone Pro from XSonic Audio. Let's have a look. So if you guys haven't seen these around on YouTube yet, these are everywhere and for good reason. It's basically an interface with 6 MIDI controllable buttons built into it. However, just because it has the feature of 6 MIDI programmable buttons, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that a normal interface would have. If you're like me and you've never really had any experience with any MIDI stuff like this before, connecting it to your devices and softwares and stuff like that, this is really easy to use and I'll show you guys how to do it in the video. Now the best thing about the XTone Pro by far are these 6 MIDI programmable buttons here. As you can see, including the expression output, you get 7 different MIDI assignments happening, but there's 3 groups within these 6 buttons, so depending on what you set it at, you can have 21 different MIDI programs happening at once. The best part of the XTone Pro is that it's really built for mobile devices as well, so if you have something like Bias FX 2 or Bias Amp on your phone, whether it's an Android or iOS phone, it comes with an adapter in the box so you can connect it to your phone and basically just get really great tones straight out of the box with your phone. All you need is your guitar, this interface, and the cables basically. This is super handy if you're playing live and you want to switch presets or something like that, or turn a pedal on and off. You can connect it to other gear so you can MIDI program it to other gear in your loops and all that stuff. The latency on this is super low. I can attest to that as I was playing with it. So the instrument line is really good. And the best part is that if you have your guitar plugged into the left input and a microphone plugged into the right input, you can record both at the same time. So you can do a voiceover and kind of play at the same time, and it just all works in tandem with each other. So before we get into it, if you guys like this video at any time, please feel free to leave a like and a comment on anything you see or hear. And if you want to see more of this stuff, definitely think about subscribing. If you guys want to support me directly, definitely check out my Patreon as well as all my affiliate links in the description below. That will really help me out a lot. So let's take a deeper dive into the XTone Pro and see what all these bells and whistles do. Quick disclaimer, the guys at XSonic Audio were kind enough to send me this unit to review. However, everything that I say in this video is my own opinion. I've already been using it like outside of my room and stuff. I take it to my friend's house when we jam and stuff like that. So I really do enjoy this product and I can't wait to show you guys how everything works. The XTone Pro is basically just an interface with 6 MIDI programmable buttons built inside of it, which is super cool. The XTone Pro comes with 2 inputs, so one of them is a dedicated line in for a guitar or a bass or something like that, whereas another one can be used with a microphone, and you can deliver fan power to that microphone, or you can just use it as another instrument line as well. It also comes with an expression input as well, so if you guys have like a volume pedal that's MIDI controllable or something like that, you can plug it into here and use it with your plugins as well. You can choose to run it through 9-volt power like a pedal, or you can use it through a USB, whether it's to a computer or your phone or anything like that. It has MIDI in and out, which is super handy if you have any MIDI stuff like keyboards and stuff like that. Headphone jack. It's got an XLR output, which is really cool, especially if you're delivering it to like PA speakers or an FR speaker or something like that, which I'll show you guys how to do in a little bit, as well as having left and right controls where you can connect your monitors. Okay, so now I've got it rigged up so that the XTone Pro is going through my main computer. I'm using Reaper as my DAW. I usually use FL Studio, but we're going for something a little bit different. And I know a lot of you guys use Reaper, so this would apply to a lot of you. The left and right is going to my studio monitors, and the USB is going into my computer. So as you can see, we have Neural DSP's Soldano SLO-100 plugin loaded up, and now we can use it with the MIDI stuff in the XTone Pro, which is really cool, and I'll show you how I've done that. Every digital audio workstation program is different, so I'm not going to go through how to exactly, set all the MIDI stuff within your DAW, because it's different use case for every single person. But once you get all that stuff set up, it's really easy to get it working with the XTone Pro. So as you can see, when we open up the little MIDI capability panel within SLO-100, you can see that I've already assigned some of the values here within the MIDI capabilities of the XTone Pro. So we've got a couple preset changes, and these presets are my signature presets that are available when you download the SLO-100 plugin. So when you download it, under artist presets, there will be my name right here, and these are the presets that I made that will come when you download the plugin. So right now, buttons A, B, C, and D I've mapped out here, and all of these buttons have certain values. So A is 10, B is 22, C is 11. All of these values are within the actual manual of the XTone Pro, and if you've used MIDI before, you'll notice that these are pretty stock standard. So basically all you need to do is kind of just pick whatever assignment you want, whether you want it to be like a toggle or the gate, or just anything like that, decreasing or increasing, etc, if you have knobs, whereas this one is just the toggle switches, and then you can just have it on whatever you want. So as you can see, I've got A mapped to my typical preset, B mapped to my silky lead preset, and C mapped to my in the room spank preset, and D I've got for an overdrive. So no matter what preset that I'm in, if I go back into the first page here, whenever I click D, the overdrive one turns on, and it will turn off again, turn on, turn off again. So if I was to go into my silky lead preset, same thing, If I go into my In The Room Spank preset, again, it does the same thing. So you can pretty much map this all the way to whatever you want, basically. If you want, for example, the effects page to turn on and off, you can do that as well. So if I went into my typical preset again, right here, say that I wanted to have the whole effects page turning on so I can have all of my effects engaged and just have like a quick little solo tone whenever I'm playing. But if I turn that off, it will just go back to... So the way that we would toggle this on and off is that we will go into our little MIDI panel down here, add another toggle. So right now we've selected toggle, and it would be under effects section active. We'll assign it to the E button, which from the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it has a value of 25. So we select 25 here, and then as you can see, whenever I hit E, the effects page turns on and off. So I can turn it on, play my little solo. Turn it off. It's dry, dry, dry. Similar to the bias thing, if you wanted to switch through the presets, you can also do that as well. You can go change presets and kind of shuffle between them, between two different foot switches, or if you want to get an exact preset like I've done here, you can set it that way as well. So if I just went on the default preset and then switched it to the clean amp, and then added some really heavy effects onto it, so like heaps of reverb and heaps of delay, again, because we just mapped that effects on or off to the button E, whenever I press E, it turns off, and I can press it to turn it on again. So when it's on, turn it off. So again, really, really practical, really, really cool. And you know, you don't have to pick between getting a nice interface or getting a nice MIDI controller. With this, you have both. So if you just have it under your feet, it's very, very easy to assign certain values within pretty much any MIDI capable plugin and get it all going the way you like. For me personally, I really like having it so that I can switch between the presets. So for example, when I click A, it's on my typical preset, my heavy chugs in my rhythm section. Say I wanted to switch to my lead preset, I just hit B. My In The Room Spank preset, I could do that as well. So if you're like playing to a song or something like that in your room practicing, and you want to have the different type of tones for the different parts of the song, this is something that I would use it for. It's just really, really practical. Instead of, you know, lifting your hand off the guitar or whatever, changing it on the screen, and then just kind of killing the whole vibe, killing the whole motion of playing. With this, you don't have to take your hands off the guitar at all. If it's under your feet, you can literally just stamp it, program it, forget about it, and just kind of change between whatever you want. Even if you want it to be something as simple as, you know, switching from the overdrive channel on the amp to the normal channel, again, I can just right click it, this little toggle button over here, enable MIDI learn, and I can click the F button. And then as you can see, every time I hit the F button, it changes channels, so I can go from like a really nice kind of crunchy sound to fully overdriven. Again, if you're playing a song or something like that and you just want to switch between the two, you can definitely do that. Very, very easy to program and very, very malleable as well. You can pretty much set it to whatever you want. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys think of the XTone Pro by XSonic. I really do enjoy this. I use it a lot. Whenever I go to my friend's house, I kind of plug my guitar into it, plug it into my laptop, and have all the MIDI assignments happening in my plugins and stuff like that. So it's just on the floor. I don't have to bring like a separate MIDI controller or everything. It's really portable, just makes life a little bit easier. But definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, if you guys like this video at any time, please feel free to leave a like and a comment on anything you saw or heard. And if you want to see more of this stuff, definitely think about subscribing. Again, if you guys want to support me directly, definitely think about checking out my Patreon, and all my affiliate links, all that stuff will be in the description below. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.